On this episode, we'll take you high above the Emerald City and we'll feature one of the busiest restaurants in the world. We'll also take you underneath the streets of Seattle for a bit of Seattle's historical past. We board a float plane over to the San Juans and hopefully we'll see some whales. We'll bring you big-time college sports and our featured band on this episode, the local favorite, Occam's Razor. The fun starts now. In Seattle, they love their sports. They have the Mariners, they have the Seahawks, they have the world champion Storm, and they have the beloved Huskies. The Nebraska Cornhuskers are in town to take on the Huskies. It's a big-time college football game. Big-time college football means big-time tailgating. We're in the zone. Let's get our game on. Nice.
Dogs in the house, dogs in the house, who? Dogs in the house, dogs in the house, who?
I've been to a lot of parties, I've tapped a lot of kegs, been to a lot of tailgates, but I've never seen beer poured like this. What is going on here?
We're filling beers through the bottom.
How does that work?
It's got a little magnetic disc in the bottom of the cup. It comes up, the beer goes in, the cup comes up and seals it back off.
That is amazing technology. Who invented this?
I invented it.
You did?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Seriously.
Wow. This is really cool. Husky or Husker fan?
I gotta go Huskies.
Look at the sea of red out here and purple.
Amazing.
What do you think about this?
Well, I'm not a big fan of the sea of red, which I don't know why you're wearing red, by the way, but I'm a big fan of the sea of purple. This is a great atmosphere here at Husky Stadium. You know, the Dogs are a different team at home, as you know, than they are on the road. Huskies looking for their first bowl game in 7 years, and the fans they're hungry, they're ready. They've been waiting and biding their time. They've been paying their dues, and it's time now to get this stadium back to what it used to be and make some noise on a big day with Nebraska in town today.
So we found our youngest Husky fan. He wants to play ball right now. He doesn't really want to do the interview, but what's your name, buddy? Carson Church. And what's your name?
My name is Ryan.
Ryan, welcome to Next Stop Seattle Edition. Husker game today. Is this his first game?
It's not his first game. He was here last week to see the Dogs pick up a win against Syracuse.
Awesome.
And he was here last year when we beat USC on my shoulders on the field.
I'm a Husker fan. This guy, though, is the real Husker fan. This is the real Herbie Husker.
Yeah, hello. It's great to be in the great state of Washington and proves that God's a Husker fan. Look at this weather.
This is unbelievable, isn't it?
Isn't it?
So how did you get into this thing? I mean, there obviously, you look like the mascot.
People told me I look like him. I got the bibs and put on the hat, and I've been doing this since the 90s.
Go Big Red, buddy.
You bet.
Obviously a Husky fan.
You got it. Yep.
Born and raised here.
Yeah, I went to the UW, ran track here, and now we're together.
We've got a house divided.
It's not so bad because we get along. We find a way to make it work.
This is the coolest shirt I've seen all day. Where do you get the shirt like this? Because I totally want one.
I made it.
You did?
Yeah, I made it.
You're a seamstress.
On the side, yeah.
Okay, so you got both going on here. Who are you rooting for today?
I'm rooting for the Cornhuskers.
Husky Stadium is an awesome place to watch a game. Very loud, very passionate fans. We loved it. But one of my favorite things about coming to a game at Husky Stadium is this. Outside the stadium, this is how they tailgate. I like the way they roll here. Definitely put a Husky game on your Seattle itinerary. Seattle is one of the most beautiful cities in the world, an urban metropolis defined by lakes and seashore and surrounded by spectacular snow-capped mountains. Now, there's lots of ways to see Seattle and the surrounding area. You can do it by foot, in your car, by rail, by boat, or you can choose our method. We're going up with Kenmore Air today, Alaska Airlines' newest travel partner, for a city seaplane tour, and then we'll head straight over to the San Juan Islands, a place I've always wanted to go. just arrived in Friday Harbor, the commercial and cultural hub of San Juan Island. What a great day we had today. A Kenmore Air trip over downtown Seattle and the surrounding area, and then a short jaunt over to the San Juan Islands. Let's go get checked into our hotel and learn more about this beautiful town of Friday Harbor.
This is a very, very unique inn. Has 23 rooms. Is a perfect for romantic getaway, for vacation, for weddings. Each room has a fireplace, and each room have a jacuzzi tub in there. It's just spectacular. And then you're just looking from this, and then looking behind me. It's like you're looking from the room and seeing the waterfront, the marina. It's just spectacular. It just makes the day. When you see the sunset like that, in the morning when you get up, have a cup of coffee in your hand, it's just an unbelievable feeling.
San Juan Safaris and Kenmore Air have teamed up to offer the ultimate whale watching excursion here in Friday Harbor. I got my jacket, got my hat, got my sunglasses. Let's hope we have whales.
Welcome aboard and welcome to Friday Harbor. Friday Harbor is the biggest town here in the San Juan Islands. San Juan Island is also the most populated island. We have about 8,000 people that live here year-round. So we have about 16,000 year-round residents, most of them living on San Juan Island. But we have 4 main islands that are served by the ferry. These islands are national wildlife refuges or state and county parks, and many of them are privately owned or do have small year-round populations, anywhere from 2 to 100 people living on them. We have 2 different races or 2 different communities of orca that will be in the San Juan Islands from time to time, and the southern resident community is a salmon-eating orca. They mainly eat Chinook, or it's also known as king salmon, and so they come through here very frequently, starting the end of April through the beginning of October, because that's when the salmon runs are. Ruffles has a wavy dorsal fin, just like a Ruffles potato chip, so he's really easy to tell apart.
Nicely named. Now, the oldest female, you said that you're estimated 99 years old?
That's what the estimates are for her.
Wow, that's amazing. I didn't know they lived that long.
Oh, God, what a great...
There's Ruffles.
Yeah, Ruffles.
Oh, that's a huge guy.
See why everybody loves him? He's so easy to tell apart.
He's huge too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so this is at least J-Pod.
Who named him? And why is it JKL?
We have JK and L. Yeah, and there's an A pod and a B pod, so they started with A and moved their way up the alphabet.
Look at that one.
They say it only rains twice a year in Seattle, January through August and September through December. But actually, it doesn't rain that much. It only rains about 38 inches a year. Temps rarely go above 80 and rarely dip below 40. Sure, there's some cloudy days like this, but it allows you to be creative. You can find fun things to do at visitseattle.org. The Space Needle is Seattle's most recognized landmark. In fact, it's one of the most recognized landmarks in the U.S. There's 848 steps from the bottom to the top, which you can take if you're feeling like a workout, or you can chill like us and take the elevator. Next stop, observation deck. We are high above the Space Needle on the observation deck. We got Dave here, who's the marketing manager. Before we talk about this incredible view, let's talk about why the Space Needle was built.
Well, we were built in 1962 as the centerpiece of the World's Fair, 605 feet tall and solid as steel, and it's made out of steel, so I guess that's easy.
Solid as steel. Like it, like it. The view, man. You get to do this every day.
Yeah, I've been here for 14 years and I never get tired of it. This is Elliott Bay in Puget Sound. Seattle's home to one of the largest ferry systems in the world. What's great about this part of the country is that you can go out there in the morning and catch salmon during the proper season, then come back into work.
Now, I heard that there was a practical joke played on April Fool's Day. Tell us about that.
There was a show that had joked that the needle had fallen over.
Right.
In fact, the story goes that there was a gentleman that lived over in Spokane whose daughter happened to work here, and he was worried about her, so he drove over to make sure that she was okay.
He believed it. What's your favorite thing about Seattle?
My favorite thing about Seattle, as you can tell from my physique here, is probably the food. You know, I mean, Seattle's got amazing seafood and great wine in this region, of course, and you know, we got a great restaurant just 20 feet below us that I know we're going to see later on.
With executive chef Jeff, which rhymes, here at Sky City. Now I'm told you're one of the most serious chefs in Seattle. Don't mess around with you.
That's right, don't mess around. At Sky City, we focus on Northwest ingredients. You know, we really want to highlight what the Northwest is famous for. Dungeness crab, you know, it's a take on the home-style mac and cheese. Dungeness crab, orecchiette pasta. One of our other kind of unique items that we do as a starter here. This is a flatbread. It's an unleavened flatbread. We use shepherd's grain whole wheat flour from Eastern Washington. We've got an organic egg baked right on top. I'm gonna put you to work. We're gonna do two of our signature dishes. So this is a butter sauce. It's a beurre rouge. So it's a take on a classic sauce. Everybody kind of knows beurre blanc. This is beurre rouge, which just means red butter. What we're gonna do, this is just a little bit of that right on the bottom of the plate. These are locally grown banana fingerling potatoes. And behind you, the finest Northwest salmon. Look at that.
Huh?
That's awesome.
Who said I couldn't cook?
All right, John, we've saved the best for last.
I thought we were done. Whoa!
This is a 1962 original, our Lunar Orbiter. Snoqualmie Gourmet ice cream.
Oh my
God.
God.
Chocolate sauce and dry ice. How's everything tasting?
It's amazing.
Awesome.
And I think that's going to top it off. It's going to be the perfect ending. Seattle is loaded with great bands, and we chose Occam's Razor for our featured band on their inaugural episode of Next Stop Seattle.
All along there is somebody else. She's always there to quench my need, no thought for herself. She had that my heart system flame, the stinging velvet touch with cold whiskey Jane. How much longer can I take this hunger in my head? As long as it takes till I can get cold whiskey in my bed. She is always waiting, just one step around the bend. She's so intoxicating, she's my addiction and best friend. All along there is somebody else. She's always there to quench my need, no thought for herself. She can bend my heart system flame, the stinging velvet touch with cold whiskey Jane.
You're switching instruments all the time, Chris.
Well, so do these two. It's just we're very simplified at the moment. But Tom plays mandolin and banjo as well as guitar.
And you look the part. You look like a band straight out of Dublin.
Nice.
Especially you.
Yeah. Right. The leprechaun with the thyroid problem.
That's awesome. Well, let's talk about your music because it is fun. The crowd was going crazy. Your music is a blast.
Thank you.
Is it fun to play?
Absolutely. It's always fun for me to play because it's music that I grew up listening to.
How many miles will pass quickly, the world tied to my back? My heart on the wheel, my foot on the brakes. How many nights will pass before I can weather my mistakes? All along there was somebody else. She's always there to quench my need with no thought for herself. She had that my heart system flame, the stinging velvet touch with cold whiskey Jane.
Chris, I have a question for you.
Oh.
This, did it hurt?
Not as badly as some of the other ones.
Whoa! I want to ask you to show. They say it only rains twice a year in Seattle, January through December. That's the whole year. Okay.
You know, a lot of people know Seattle for Starbucks and Nordstrom and REI and Microsoft across the way, but we're also a big, hi baby.
All right. Flipper.